What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, after that latest chapter of Two Blue Vortex, I think the stage is set now for two battles to essentially be taking place at the same time. One is we got Konohamaru versus Mitsuri. Now that she's effectively switched up and she's ready to take him out after learning about how he feels about Moegi. And then we got the fight going on with Ryu and the other Shinobi of the Sand with Mitsuki and Sarada. But the main question that I have is how will Boruto factor in and who is he going to go help and ultimately save like during all this? Because I feel like Boruto, even though he hasn't been present much in these recent chapters, I think Boruto is going to be vital for who makes it out like of this entire arc. Now, why exactly do I feel this way? Well, we know now from like two chapters ago, Boruto essentially asked Kashin Koji, all right, essentially give me a number, give me a percentage. Like, who's dying? Can you give me a number? How many people are dying? Like, can we fix it essentially? And Kashin Koji straight up refused to give him an answer. He wouldn't give him an honest answer because he essentially was like, if you go out there, Jura is going to pull up and we essentially will lose everything. That's pretty much what's going to go down. You go out there and save everyone, like we're cooked. Now, for a while, I thought Boruto wasn't going to show up. I thought Boruto was essentially going to listen to Kashin Koji and pretty much stay by his side and not go really help them. But the more I got to thinking about it, the more I realized this is probably Boruto's like last chance with Konohamaru. Now, why do I say that? Well, I don't think Konohamaru is along for this story. I don't think Konohamaru makes it out of this arc. And for plethora of reasons, man. Like Konohamaru has kind of had death flags surrounding him throughout like the entire series of Boruto, whether it's just like him getting worked like every big fight or like him essentially like not being as powerful as even his own students. Like his students surpassed him arcs ago. Like that his students surpassed him like pre-time skip. So like Konohamaru feeling left behind like is something to me that has been a thing for a while now. So I full heartedly expected him to die at some point. But now that with everything going on with Matsuri, that's only just about to be expedited. I don't think he makes it out of that fight. But if you want Konohamaru to make it out of this fight, and make it out of this situation, Boruto needs to pull up and he needs to save him. Think of it like this. Boruto is essentially going to go out there, save his brother figure, and try to keep himself from losing his actual, like, full on mentor that he had throughout the entire series. Now, everyone's going to be like, wait, what about Sasuke? Like, Sasuke was his mentor. Like, we already went through the student loses the mentor, and that's essentially like how they're part of their hero's journey. No, it really wasn't because you could say that was the thing with Sasuke, but it wasn't because Sasuke isn't dead. Sasuke is in the tree. All you got to do is get Hidari's bulb, and then Sasuke is back. He didn't lose that mentor figure. If he loses Konohamaru, the person that essentially trained him ever since he was like a kid, you lose Konohamaru. That's Boruto losing that mentor figure. That's him losing a real part of himself that he thought he would never lose. You take out Konohamaru, it sets like the story in motion in a different way that I never would have expected before. Like you take out Konohamaru, Boruto goes like on an emotional roller coaster of an arc. Sarada goes down with some development. Mitsuki gets some development. So many characters will be affected if Konohamaru bites the dust. And the more I think about it, the more I think it's going to happen. Because Konohamaru hasn't really been useful to the story in, honestly, I would say years. Like, the most he's useful in is in the anime. But in the manga, he hasn't really done much. Like, he's kind of just there in the manga. But if Kishimoto actually makes like the decision in the story to take Konohamaru out, remove him from the story, that would just make Boruto's journey hit so much harder, because each version of Boruto throughout all these different timelines failed in some way, in some crucial form. What if this is how our timeline version of Boruto fails? What if Boruto losing Konohamaru like is one of the main reasons like why his timeline could fall apart, because he gets disillusioned. He starts to doubt himself. He thinks he can't save everyone now because he lost his brother figure. Like, I could see them going down that path with the story. Like, that would be so good. And that would just make Konohamaru like that much more pivotal to the plot again. I would love that. Like, make Boruto doubt himself like after losing his brother figure. Make Sarada like question if she can actually be a leader and lead the other shinobi if she can't protect her sensei. Make like Mitsuki feel some sense of guilt for the first time in his life. Like everyone from Team 7 would feel affected by this loss. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it's going to happen in the story. And once it does happen, you can't go back. You can't go back to what everything once was before, because Konohamaru and basically that whole entity of Team 7, that is what represents part 1. Once one of them is gone, you can never go back. You can never recapture what Boruto essentially will never be able to go back to what he once had. Omnipotence already sealed that for him. I don't think Boruto will ever really have the life that he once did unless Kishimoto pulls something crazy. But if you take out Konohamaru, like I think they're going to do, Boruto will essentially have lost a piece of himself. You take out Konohamaru, Boruto will become disillusioned and start to doubt himself and wonder if he actually is the hope, the star of hope that Toneri once proclaimed him to be, and make him wonder if he really can save the world. If this is something that he can do. Like, oh my god. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think this could happen. Make Konohamaru die, and all of this goes in motion. And it just makes Two Blue Vortex that much better, because they had the guts to kill like one of these like pivotal characters in the story. Yes, the main Naruto series did kill off characters like Ino and Shikamaru's parents, and especially Asuma, but like this is a character that we've essentially grown up with, like since like part 1 Naruto, when we saw Konohamaru as a kid. We saw Konohamaru in Shippuden. We see Konohamaru now. Like, you take out Konohamaru, that's like on the same level as losing Kurama. Like the version of Kurama that we all grew to know. Like, you take out Konohamaru, that's like taking out a piece of the Naruto, like essentially fandom, right? Like, that kills a part of the fandom for a lot of people. Like, because a lot of people still like Konohamaru. And like, you take him out, like, not only will it create like good like catharsis in the plot, but you're gonna feel it in the fandom. Because even though people say Konohamaru's washed, if he does die, the fandom will like feel it. And that's all I can ask for. But I think that's gonna do it for me today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys think Konohamaru is gonna make it out of this arc? Or do you think that Kishimoto is essentially going to take him out for the plot and make everything like just like fall apart for Boruto and make everything fall into place for what's going to happen next in the story? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.